Okay, I kind of want to talk a little bit about those two rivalries. It's a little bit different. We touched upon this a little bit earlier, but the NA-EU rivalry is like it's pretty fierce. There's a lot of trash talk, and I remember it was Red Bull Golden Letters. We were just at the hotel lobby or grabbing a few drinks, and I was like, it was like Bloodhawk was there, and it was like Tasty Steve, but like I think you guys like really like. Would hit on the American players, and but it's like this is like off camera, off the record kind of stuff, and but to have that come out into like an NA versus EU, like an official tournament, like when you were not commentating, right? It's like that kind of stuff is pretty sick. But the Pakistan Korea rivalry was kind of like you didn't have that same dynamic, but the tension was still there. It was still really great. So it's like almost like a different flavor of the same power of having the country rivalry. Rangchu was saying when I did a podcast with him, he was just mentioning like, I don't know if like in the Asia regions, and I think he's including like Pakistan as well, like with the players just being so like openly like trash talking compared to like the other regions, NA and EU. But he did say like. He did say it's pretty entertaining. Like, awesome.
Like I said, Nee was posting the tweet of the guy eating the popcorn, the GIF. People enjoy it, and they might not indulge in it themselves, but they like the trash talk, man. And
I feel like in regards to the trash talk, I feel like they haven't seen anything yet. I think this one's gonna be even more heated. I feel like I think there's gonna be more build up, and of course, the most important thing of these exhibitions and these regional rivalries is timing. You don't want to rush these things. You want it to be built up authentically and everything.
I mean, I don't want to start it
of course.
now, but I am curious. So,
but of course, like it takes time. We gotta let it, sit down, settle.
Yeah.
We gotta start building up. Make some tweets here and there. Just throw out some tweets, and then. Eventually.
So Joka, you've been interviewing people all weekend, and you've been interviewing Korean players and I guess Pakistani players as well. And you asked this one question, I think, to almost everybody, right? It was who's better right now in Tekken, NA or EU?
Yeah.
And what was the score like on that one?
I'd say like 19-1. And the thing is, right, I made sure to ask certain players, explain to me why EU's better, and they gave reasons and stuff. So all of them said Europe besides one Korean Tekken player, which was interesting because the reasoning he gave was, it doesn't make sense. I feel like he confused the regions. He actually said he thought Americans are more aggressive than Europeans. And I was just sat there like, interesting.
Okay.
But everyone knows that it's not
the opposite.
Case.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But okay, so that's kind of interesting. So that seems pretty lopsided. So I mean, I guess in terms of like just the consensus, and this is like natural consensus between actual pro players, is that USA is free to Europe. That seems to be the consensus, right?
The thing is that, and this is no exaggeration, the problem is, don't laugh. Why are you laughing, man? The thing is that, to be honest, America is awful at Tekken. That is, it's true. Like Tekken, specifically Tekken 8. Now they'll bring up Shadow, right? Oh, Shadow got top 8. He had to play a Mexican to get top 8, bro. We had to play Atif Butt. And then at the end of the day, we both lost to Atif anyway, right?
Yes.
As soon as he made top 8, he lost to Atif anyway.
Yeah.
But let's say it was the other way around. Let's say, who was it, Daniel?
Yeah, Daniel.
Let's say Daniel had to play against that Mexican. That Mexican was good, by the way. Shout outs to Divine Nexus. But Daniel probably would have beat him, right? And then he would have been top 8. And then Shadow would have had to play Atif and he would have lost. And then Daniel would have lost to Atif. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really and if you look at all the tournament results recently, like, it's been so lopsided. Like, it's been Europe outplacing America in pretty much every tournament, right?
EWC, Tekken World.
And it's the reason why, if you look at Arslan, when he interviewed Nee last year, at the start of Tekken 8, he asked the same question. I didn't get him to ask it. He said, who's better, NA, EU? And he asked, who had more qualified players in the Tekken World Finals? And Arslan said, it was EU. And he goes, EU.
Okay.
And he said, EU. EU's better. In Tekken 7,
yeah,
right? So after that 10v10, which happened, it was 10-8. It came down to Gosain and Joker in the end. This is Joker's first international, by the way, when he played. He kind of made a name for himself there. Obviously we had probably the worst day that we could have had there. People didn't perform.
It was like
heartbreaking. Fergus didn't play well. Steffi Black, who went on to get 3rd place the next day, played awful in the exhibition. Chicken Maru, who is fundamentally stronger than everyone in NA. You know, he just didn't play well at all.
Okay.
You know, a lot of bad. And then Tetsu dropping that combo as well,
Yeah.
like against victims.
Another thing as well I need to add is, like, I did not travel to any international. That was my first international. So you can imagine the different in environment, atmosphere, everything.
Okay.
So I traveled to America for Combo Break and the 10v10.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, this is a different environment for me. I'm used to Europe, you know, where
Yeah.
people know of me, but they won't cheer against me and whatnot.
Okay.
But I'm in America and they were like shit talking me. I'm like, you know what? I kind of like this. It's motivating me, you know, to perform and stuff. And another crazy thing that we need to tell these guys is, I wasn't even meant to be on the team. I was actually a substitute.
Yeah.
So imagine if I wasn't on the team, like, God knows what would have happened.
Yeah.
But like, it's just crazy that I wasn't meant to be on the team, but then I got subbed in. Who did I? Oh, I replaced.
Yeah.
We don't talk about redacted.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean,
But-
yeah.
Yeah, I replaced him, and of course, me and Gosain did the best. Of course, it's heartbreaking seeing what happened to some of our best players at the time. You know, Sephi Black and you know Fergus as well is
Yeah. And Super Kumo
yeah, Super
made
Kuma-
some really dumb decisions as well as the captain.
Yeah, some insane decisions. It's why I think we definitely need to plan this time. You know, have different captains. You know, strategize properly, because I feel like some people let their ego and emotions get the better of them.
Yeah, as part of the
And
game, you know,
that's part of the game. And
emotional control,
The thing
right?
is, in a team exhibition or a rivalry, you can't let that happen, you know? You gotta work as a team, you gotta communicate with one another, you know? You gotta make
Yeah.
sacrifices as well.
This is a team that was playing release Fakram Ram. They were getting lucky. They were just like, you know, they got side walls like every time, you know, against. It's like, come on, man, you got mad lucky. We had the worst day, and it was still 10-8 in your own backyard. I
Yeah.
mean, that was. I mean,
10-8.
and
Yeah.
we've only improved, and they've only got worse. You know.
Yeah, okay.
Now, if season 2 doesn't just buff the hell out of King and Jack, I mean, what are they going to actually do? Like, genuinely, you know?
Yeah, so I guess like I mean the Pakistan Korea tournament was so recent, but just curious, like if this were to happen again, EU versus NA, I guess would it have to be on EU turf? You think?
Perfect.
You know what it is? It doesn't even have to be. I don't mind traveling to their region and beating them.
Oh, okay.
Like, literally, I'm so confident in my ability. Now, one thing I'll tell you as well, in Tekken World Tour, my main goal was Shadows above me in the leaderboard, right?
Yeah.
So I said to myself, wherever Shadow goes, I go. I'm
Okay.
so confident against him, and I said to myself, wherever he goes, I go.
Wow.
Now, there was one person I did not want to play in from all those top 20 players,
Yeah.
and it was the John. But I saw the
Oh.
John follow the Shadow, but I thought, you know what? I'm still going there. I don't care. I went there, I almost beat the John as well, but I beat Shadow.
Okay.
Like, for me, I'm so confident against all the Americans. I know how they play. You know, I've never lost to Shadow. I have like a winning record against most of the Americans.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess if you were to make a list of players for the American side, I mean, you don't have to do a full list, but just off the top of your head, that the players that would have to be on the U.S. side, and the players that would have to be on the Europe side for it to make sense as like a definitive which region's better kind of players. Well, what players would they be for both sides? Maybe just a few.